So again, my name is Ryan Hutchings. I'm the new principal here at Wainwright Elementary School. I've been here since June. I just want to let you know that I'm very excited to get this year going. I've spent the summer with the administrative staff and some of the key folks here on campus, preparing and getting ready for your children to start the virtual learning that's going to start on Tuesday. I know while we can't be together, we're still here as a school to support you and your efforts at home to make sure that your students are engaged in getting the assignments and work completed with their teachers. There's a lot of uncertainty and challenges that we foresee, technology being one of them, but we're doing all that we can in our power to support you guys while you carry this on at home, because we really need to keep the learning going. So at this time, I just want to let you know, again, I'm excited, and I'm going to introduce our key people here that are going to be a part of the support staff. And we have Miss Moody, the assistant principal.
I forget often that I have to take myself off of mute. Good evening, everyone. We are ecstatic to be back on this unconventional school year, and we look forward to working with you all, definitely providing everything that we can to make your child's educational year as seamless as possible. So welcome and thank you for joining.
Great. And then the other member of the administrative team is Mr. Lara. He's in the Spanish room translating. So that's who you heard speak earlier. So he is also a key member of our team that has been supporting the work that we've been doing to prepare for your child's return. Moving ahead, there will be 3 main virtual learning platforms that we're going to utilize as a school to carry out the virtual instruction. So starting with the Wainwright Elementary or West at Home, this is a one-stop landing page, and in red, you can see the shortened link there for the landing page. I'm going to take a moment and show you on my screen what that landing page looks like so that you know how to navigate it and what to see when you get there. So let me just pull up my screen here. All right. You're going to go here. You're going to type in the address. Okay. So this is our Wainwright at Home landing page. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. And what you'll see on the top of the page is our announcements. Okay. So this is our virtual to meet the teacher with some information there, and we'll go over this in a minute. Down here, you'll find links to all the major things that students will need access to throughout the day. The main ones are going to be right here, Hub and Teams. Scroll down a little bit more. We have all of our teams here. We have our pre-K team, our kinder team, we have 5th grade, we have ancillary. So all your teams are here, and you can click on them. And when you get to them, it takes you to the individual teacher's website so that you can access everything that you need to have for that home learning. At the bottom, we have some district resources and other tools. We have tech support here that goes through the district. We have a parent course right here that we're going to talk about in a minute. If you need support, you can click here, and this will pull up a request page where you can request support from us. And then over here, if you want to submit a question or a concern, you can do so here, and we can monitor this daily to make sure that you're having your needs met at home. So this page right here, we're calling the Wainwright Elementary School at Home. It's a one-stop shop for you as parents and students to go ahead and access the materials that you need to have in order to be successful at home. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to start sharing my other screen now. Okay, there we go. So that's the first major platform. The other 2 platforms include the Microsoft Teams, where teachers will provide face-to-face contact with your student through the computer. And then the Hub, which is a management system where all the assignments and PowerPoints and presentations and worksheets and projects will be posted in an organized manner for your son or daughter to access. As we go along, teachers may rely on additional digital resources such as Imagine Math, Imagine Literacy. But as we roll those programs out, we will be sure to train your son or daughter on how to sign into them so that it's fairly easy. But at first, starting on Monday, the major thing we need to make sure we have in place is Microsoft Teams to start the day, and then the teachers will go over some of the landing page stuff, the West at Home and the Hub. Okay, so those are the major things right there. The next slide, sorry, I'm getting confused here. Okay, logging into Microsoft Teams. So if you go to the Wainwright Elementary School at Home that I keep talking about, oops, there was a link. Remember I showed you that was the MS Teams link. It was in purple. When you click on that, it'll take you to go and log in. When you log in, you need to use your son or daughter's username. So that's a 7-digit ID number. If you're not sure of your daughter or your son's ID number, you can call the school and they will provide it to you, okay? The password will be their birthday as month, day, and then year. Okay, that will get them signed into Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams will be the main spot where we need to have all students at 7:30 on Tuesday morning so we can start the day. Okay. Now, as Ms. Moody said, this is going to be a very different start to a school year, and it's going to be kind of a challenge because it's new for everybody. It's new for schools, it's new for the district, it's new for parents, it's new for students. Just know that we know technology will be a bit of a headache sometimes, as it always is. While technology helps us do a lot of cool things, when it doesn't work the way we want it to, it can be a little frustrating. And what we want you to know is that we're here for you to support you through that. But we need to make sure that you guys are flexible and patient. So my best advice is to, over the weekend, start by taking this parent training course. And I'll have this presentation posted tomorrow morning to this website so that you guys can access it and get the links again. But you're gonna wanna take this parent training course. It's a condensed way of looking at Microsoft Teams, at the Hub, and all the other devices that your child may need to utilize in order to be successful. But the training was required for principals to take as well. So I've taken the course as well. And it was very succinct and short, but it also had a lot of good information. So I recommend that you start there if you're a little shaky with the technology. The landing page, like I said, you can submit concerns electronically and we can monitor that spreadsheet and we can get back to you with answers if you submit them there. You can always call the school Monday through Friday. We're here 7:15 in the morning until 4 p.m. Okay, and then just know that in peak time, it may take up to 24 to 48 hours. Our goal is to always be able to respond as quickly as we can because we don't want to hold up the learning. But know that we want to make sure that we answer everyone's question in the order that they come in. So just be patient and we will make sure that we get you an answer. The last resource is called HISD at Home, and it's a resource put together by the district. It has a lot of good information about signing on, how to sign on, tips, all the different resources there. However, if you have a specific question and you call the HISD at Home hotline, more than likely, they're going to redirect the question back to us in the form of an email for us to reach out to you. So what I recommend is if you have a question, then you're going to want to go ahead and call the school because it's most likely going to end up back in our desk anyways. So we are going to encourage you just to call the school and we'll try to get you the answer. In the meantime, though, you can peruse some of the parent resources here because those are really good. Okay. Attendance. Last year in March, when we went ahead and we went on break, attendance would not negatively impact a student. However, this year, the state requires that remote attendance counts the same as if we were on campus with face-to-face. So it's really important that students engage with coursework and their teachers on a day-to-day basis, because if they don't, they will be marked absent. And unfortunately, promotion does require that students have a 90% or better attendance rate in school, and remote attendance will count this year towards that promotion standard. So the ways to be counted present. Students must do one of the following. They have to interact in Microsoft Teams with their teacher, kind of like we are right now. The teacher's leading a lesson, the students on the other page are in front of their laptop, and the teacher can take attendance that way. If for whatever reason, you don't have a device for all your children and your children are sharing a device while we try to get all devices into the hands of all HISD students, know that outside of the instructional time on the teams, students can still complete an assignment or do the work in the hub anytime before 11:59 and get credit for that day. So if for whatever reason, your child is not able to sit in front of the computer from 7:30 to 8:30 with their teacher and engage with the lesson, but they do sign in at noon and they work on the assignment that the teacher provided everybody, we can still count them present. And then the last way to be marked present is if they complete an activity that's in one of the other digital resources I referred to, where they, let's say it's Imagine Math and they did their half hour of their program, then the teacher can also use that to count them present, okay? So just know that you will get a call each day if your child is marked absent in the school day at 6 o'clock to remind you that you have until 11:59 to have your son or daughter check into the hub, find an assignment to complete, and submit it to their teacher. Okay? But attendance does matter. We really need to be aware of that. The other thing that's going to matter this year is grades. Last year, after we went out on the pandemic break and we were doing the virtual schooling, the district put a policy in place that said grades can no longer hurt a student, they can only help a student. However, that's not going to be the case again this year. This year, grades will be taken and they will count in each of the grading cycles for a calculation of your end of year grade, and that end of year grade will count with the attendance for a promotion standard to the next grade level. Just know that your teachers will be updating our new grading system, which is called the HISD Connect Parent Portal. And you can check in that new parent portal for your kids' grades on an ongoing basis. You can also find their attendance in there and other things about their schedule posted in the HISD Parent Connect. I can let you know that today, we did go ahead and mail out with the district a letter that's going to come to the families that give you instructions on how to sign up for each one of your children's HISD Connect parent portals. So in the next few days, in the mail, the USPS and the United States Postal Service mail, you should be getting a letter from the school with instructions on how to access the HISD Parent Connect, okay? So please be looking out for that. If you don't receive it by the first day of school, please do call the school. We'll get you the information that you do need. Before moving on and meeting the teachers, I wanted to go through a few of the tips that we're proposing that you follow in order to have a successful first 6 weeks while we're here during the virtual instruction. Again, we're here to support you and help you as much as we can, but just know that with the virtual environment, some of the things are out of our control as educators, and we want to make sure that you're set up for success. So one of those tips is to follow the virtual schedule that is being communicated by the school and the student's teacher. So we do have a schedule that's a little bit more structured than it was when we went virtual last time, but it does provide time for the student to meet with the teacher through Teams, but then time for the student to work independently. So just make sure that the student follows the schedule communicated by their teacher. To the actual Wainwright website, our school website, not the landing page, but the school website, we have a list of school supplies by grade level, and your teachers are going to communicate those supplies to you as well. But you want to try to gather all those school supplies and the learning tools that are needed. And we're also recommending the earbuds with a microphone, and I'll go over why that is in a moment, because we want that all to be ready and easily accessible at a workstation for your child. If you're having any issues with obtaining school supplies for whatever reason, we do have wraparound support from Miss Vicki Cruz. Many of you probably know her from last year working with us, but she's our wraparound specialist, and she works on ensuring that families have the resources needed to take care of their needs and be ready to hit the ground running for school. So if you need to schedule an appointment with her, you can call the school. They'll get you in touch with her so that you guys can express what kind of needs you're having with school supplies or anything else going on. So another tip is to set up a dedicated learning space within your home where your child can work each and every day, almost as if that's their classroom, almost as if it's their office to work in. And if possible, if this dedicated learning space could be away from other distractions such as other siblings and or their video games or the TV whenever possible. But you also still want to make sure that the student is still being able to be supervised by you as the parent so that you can make sure that they're still on task and not getting distracted in any way. Now, I know that's not always possible. These are best, ideal situations, but if at all in your power to set up an area of the house like that, we totally recommend that. Each week, the teachers will be posting what we call a student virtual planner to their grade levels Wainwright at Home website each day. So I walked you through that earlier where I scrolled down and showed you the individual grade levels. There will be a student virtual planner posted each week. That virtual student planner is broken down by day and by subject. And what the teachers have done is created kind of an outline of resources and activities that the students need to check through in order to make sure that they're completing the correct assignments per day. Because remember, in the past, students could go ahead and do all their work on Monday and Tuesday and then be done for the week. This year, we cannot do that. Students have to engage each and every day to be marked present. So we need to make sure that the students are following the virtual student planner and engaging with their teacher each and every day. Each and every day, the students will have breaks built in, and they will have time to have a mental break and their lunch. And we really encourage students to step away from the screen. I can tell you that this summer has been a summer where I spend about 8 or 9 hours a day sitting in front of a computer in these kinds of meetings, and it's not always fun. So please encourage your child to take the tech break when we offer it so that they can just unplug for a moment and step away from the screen. I think it's good for their mental health and their focus in the long run. So please make sure that they're taking their break. Now, another thing I want you to be aware of is that Microsoft Teams picks up a lot of background noise, and it often can be heard by all members of the classroom community. And that means it can be anything from family conversations, the TV being on in the background, loud sounds, the dog, all that kind of stuff gets picked up. So that's why earlier we did emphasize that earbuds with a microphone does kind of help keep students a little bit more focused, but also helps kind of filter out some of that background noise that you don't want the entire class hearing. And again, we have a short supply of them. If you're in need, you just have to go through Miss Vicki Cruz, our wraparound specialist, and we'll assess your need and make sure we get you the supplies you need to have a successful virtual learning environment at home. And then the last tip I have for you all is that I know you want your son and daughter to do very well and you want to support them at home and make sure that they're getting the best that they can get. So we appreciate your support with helping our students get signed in, helping keep them focused with the teacher all day. But please, please, please do not do the work for your child and do not complete the assignments for your child, because if a teacher doesn't know what the students don't know and they assume that the students know things, then they're going to move on, which is going to cause a bigger learning gap as time goes on, because the students are missing some foundational skills. So we need to know exactly what students do know and exactly what students don't know so that we can tailor our lessons in a way that helps students build the background knowledge that they need to be successful. And the only way we can do that is if we know that a student really doesn't understand a certain concept. If an older sibling or a cousin or a parent helps and gives the child the answers and posts that as their answers, then the teacher is going to assume that the student knows it and move along, versus taking the time to go back and reteach it in a way that your son or daughter can really understand the information. So please, I know you want your students to do well, and I know you want to support your child, but the best way to support them is to help them by signing in, keeping them focused, communicating with the teacher, and making sure that they're doing the work to the best of their ability. Okay, so now Tuesday, it's going to be here before we know it. On Tuesday morning, we start the new year. It's going to be virtual for at least the first 6 weeks up until October 19th. So what I'm asking is that on Tuesday morning, elementary school students start at 7:30 a.m. They need to be in front of their device at 7:30 a.m. And I'm going to show you in a minute where they can go to log into their homeroom class and start the day. Also, what's going to happen is that the teachers are going to be calling students at 7:30 that have not logged in yet and trying to find a way to get them to log in. So just know that we have a couple things going on from about 7:30 to about 7:50 in the morning to make sure that we're trying to get every student that's enrolled into the Teams meeting so that we can begin our day. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this screen so that I can share the other screen and show you what I mean by where you need to go for the first day. Okay, so this again is our Wainwright at Home, dismiss, our Wainwright at Home landing page, okay? We've talked about it several times tonight. Very, 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 very important. You're gonna scroll down through the announcements. And under first day of school, you're gonna see a page like this. Right now, it's not live. Tuesday morning, this page will be live right here with links, just like this first one here. You will go ahead and you will click on the link. You'll open it up, click on the link for whatever teacher your son or daughter has, and that link will drop them in to their Teams meeting with that teacher. That's the easiest way to go ahead and find their teacher and drop into the class Tuesday morning at 7:30. Okay? If not, what I said on the last slide was that teachers will start to reach out to them. So about 5 or 10 minutes into the school day, if your son or daughter hasn't logged in yet, then we're going to start calling through Teams and saying, hey, here's how you get in. So just make sure that your son or daughter has Teams open and is sitting in front of their computer, and we will definitely get them where they need to be. If you're having issues, I recommend that you do call the school. Just know we will take calls in the order that they're received, and we will try to help parents as best and as most efficiently as possible. Just know we're all in this boat together. It's new for me, it's new for the school, it's new for you, it's new for your child. So just be patient, be flexible. Our goal is to get everything up and running as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And we can only do that with your patience and your flexibility. So now, before I release you to your teachers, what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to this Wainwright at Home page. Okay, the Wainwright at Home page, if you haven't got it yet, is going to be bit.ly/WES-2020, 2020. Okay, that's where you're going to go to find this landing page. On this landing page, you'll scroll down. Right here, it says first day of school. There's this chart right here. You click right here. You open it up. Download by going over here into the upper right-hand corner. You download the document. It comes down here. You pop it up into your browser like that. And now you have all the links right here for all the grade levels and all the classes. So let's say your child is going into second grade, and that in second grade, they're in the English track. They're not the dual language. They're doing English. You go to second grade, English track. Their name should be here. If for whatever reason your child's a late enrollee and we haven't updated this quite yet today, then you know where your child's supposed to go. If it's English or a dual language, you click on this blue hyperlink here at the top of the column, and it's going to pull you in to the Teams where the teachers are at right now. Okay, so I'm going to check the questions to make sure there's no questions. If there's no questions at this time, you can go ahead, locate your son or daughter here. I'm going to stay back in here and answer questions that pop up if people have questions, but then you can meet with your teacher here. When you're done meeting with your grade level teacher, if you're interested, you can meet with the ancillary team. That's our librarian, our science lab, our PE coach, as well as our art teacher. And if you're interested in meeting with them, you would go over here and you would click the ancillary team and you can hear what they have to say. But at a minimum, I would really like for you to go check in with your teacher so you get put a name with the face and know who your child's going to be working with this year. And then you're free to go.